Hello, this is Kia. Welcome back to my channel. And I am here to talk about 4 things that you must consider before you become a nurse. And the first thing is, do you have the right personality? Are you the type of person that you really don't like people? You really don't like to talk to people. You really don't want to be bothered. Are you an introvert? Do you prefer to be left alone? Because if you are these things, you might want to reconsider becoming a nurse, because there will be times when you will have to speak to the doctor, give report. You're going to always have to give report to other nurses. You're going to have to speak to family members. There's going to be awkward moments where you're going to have to explain situations to family members. You're going to have to comfort loved ones. You're going to have to comfort your patient in their time of need. So if you don't have that type of personality, then you might want to reconsider becoming a nurse. The next thing, and I'm looking at my notes here, is how's your decision making abilities? Do you make good decisions now? Or do you second guess yourself? Are you someone who's certain or confident in the things that you know? Are you someone who's willing to ask questions that you don't have the answer to? Or are you going to assume? Because if you're the type of person who's just going to assume, you might want to reconsider becoming a nurse. If you don't know the answer, it is best to find the answer instead of guessing. Um, you're going to need to have the best, and these skills will sharpen over time, but you will need to have the best decision making skills that you can possibly have, because you are taking care of people who are sick. They rely on your eyes and your ears to listen and to see and assess them. When they are not able to speak for themselves, advocate for themselves, you have to advocate for that patient. And you have to make the decision to advocate for the patient. Sometimes you have to speak up, even after you've spoken to the doctor and he may give you orders, and you're the one that's around the patient all the time, so you know that the doctor may want to reconsider the order that he gave you. That's your decision making ability, for you to speak to that doctor and say, listen, I heard what your orders were. I just want to also mention, and then you will give him the list of things that you may have not mentioned, or maybe he overlooked it when you mentioned it when you talked to him the first time. That's very important. You need to have very good decision making skills. The next thing is, how responsible are you? Are you someone who completes tasks through to completion? Because you need to be able to do that each and every time that you are on the floor as a nurse. And if it's something that you weren't able to complete, you need to pass it down on report. You need to document, and you need to make sure that everybody is aware and on the same page, and that there's going to be a follow-up. That is your responsibility at all times. As a nurse, how responsible are you? Um, are you going to come in every morning? These are for my nurses who work um, in places like long-term care and hospitals and rehabilitation centers. I'm not particularly speaking on the nurses that do field work, but are you going to go and do your rounds? Come in a little extra early to do your rounds to make sure that all of your patients are fine, everyone is breathing, making sure that tubes are hooked up, things are plugged in correctly, everything is on the correct settings, and things of that nature before you accept that patient. And counting your narcotics drawer and making sure that everything is correct, and all of those things. You have to be very responsible. because all of those things will fall on you as the nurse. So you want to make sure that you follow things through to completion. You want to make sure that you document, because if we all know that if it wasn't documented, it wasn't done. So you want to make sure that that's something that you are a stickler with. If you start out like that, then you won't go wrong. You start out like that, you stay like that. All right. And then the last thing is, how fit are you? Are you healthy? Are you healthy enough to be on the floor for 8 hours straight standing? How's your back? How's your feet? How's your legs? Do you have edema? I don't know. But you need to be in good health in order to take care of these patients. You need to be able to run to a cold. You need to take care of yourself as the nurse. There is a nurse that I watch on this YouTube platform. I cannot think of his name. But he always ends his videos with check your own pulse first. And that's so very true. You have to make sure that you are able to withstand a 8, a 12, or a 16-hour shift, because it can happen. You need to make sure that you stay hydrated, that you use the restroom on a regular basis. And I know that there's an ongoing running joke that nurses don't eat. They don't take lunch. They don't have time for this. But you need to make sure you eat. You need to make sure that you take time out to take a break so that you can nourish yourself, hydrate yourself, and relieve yourself. So those are my tips. And I hope that they were helpful. I am going to go because my show is about to come on, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you in the next video.